Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna do deep dive on the Sumologic query. By default, Sumologic provide lots of function capability to write the query, and with this today's tutorial we're gonna try do some formatting data, formatting date, do some regex to extract some data in the Sumologic logs, and do some extreme manipulation, and finally we are doing some grouping based on the some function, some field or column in the Sumologic logs, and which can use to build the dashboard. As I mentioned earlier, the dashboard is a really good way to finding issues in the application, some anomalies, and some trends. So as you mentioned, this is the one something like we are gonna try to build today. This is a code. This is a dashboard in the very down one, error by error type, and we are gonna write the query step by step to get into this step. So if I quickly go through this dashboard, what does it show? It basically shows all the errors grouped by the errors, and you can see it shows for each day. For example, as 1st of August, how many occurrences found the system exception not to implement an error, and you can see it's a 69, and a day before yesterday it could 573. This is something I'm purposely create some data to show this query and the dashboard. Let's get in. Right, this is the output we're gonna try at end of the tutorial. The get in the dashboard and write in the query, Sumologic query. Right, let's first see what does it look like the data, the logs. As you can see, this is the raw data currently in the Sumologic and for particular application. And if I give some more rooms, and as you can see, there are so many errors happen in the last 3 days. Basically, I created purposely these errors. There are different errors. For example, this one is said not implemented error, and this one is said null exception, and there's so many not implemented. This is another one. This is invalid operation exception. Sequence contains no more than one element, and this is the object reference. And then some of the custom error I created with the GUID to show some really cool things. Right. So let's start with the query. Okay. The very first thing what we need to do, as you can see, we do have a data, so we need to extract the actual error message. So we are not interested with the exception this bit. What we are interesting only the error. So after exception, for example, system exception not implement error, system invalid operation exception, and those are the things we are interesting. And for example, the null reference exception. What we need to do, we need to do some regex. So you can write the regex on the query, Sumologic query, and that's something I'm going to do. So let's see how do we write query. The first thing is we need to do in the query, Sumologic query comes with the pipe symbol. So what does it do? You can we get the data, then we can do some filtering. So very first thing is we need to do, we can do the parsing. But parse is a keyword, and what we trying to achieve, we extract this exception. So what we gonna do, we write a regex. We can say regex and the fields, and which field we are doing. What we said, field, and we say we need to tell, okay, which field we are doing passing using this regex. So in this case we are doing the message. So if you go to this little copy icon, and you can click, and you can get the actual column name. So actually, even though it shows as a message, its actual name is row. Right. So then what we need to do, we need to this is where I start our regex. Right? So you can if you are really good at the regex, you can write the regex, but I'm not honestly good at the regex. What I'm using some third-party website which is called this regex 10101. I've used this regex website to write the regex. This is a cool website you can use to practice the regex. So what I'm doing, let's say I'm interested in this error message, so I want to get the extract this message. What I'm trying, I'm copy this whole bit and into go to the regex and say paste it here. Then I'm start writing the actual regex. So copy. This is the one that I'm writing. For example, let's say you can write this is error message. Start with I'm writing the regex over here. Error occurred and dot exception. And then what I'm doing, this is how you write the regex. So what I'm saying, I'm getting all the string after this exception and colon, semicolon, after everything until end, I'm assigning to this message variable, right? This is how it's reading. So you can see in the right side the message group, it's nicely it's extract the error message, right? So if I copy this bit into our Sumologic, and we can try over here, and what we do, we do the search. What you can see, you get a new column called message. This is the message. If you say message 1, you can see it's get a new column with the message 1. So that's how you get the variable, right? So what this says, everything, however, once you manage to get the regex, copy over here and type it. So then you need to say no drop, right? What is actually no drop does? So let's say you are passing this error message and you are checking a pattern something like this. Let's say there are some logs which are not satisfy this pattern. If I do not use this no drop, what's going to happen, those error message will be dropped, right? So for in this case, I don't want to drop this message, everything I want to get. That's why I'm using no drop keyword. So once I'm done, okay, you can see, as I say, we got the new column into over here, and we get the time, and nicely you can see extract the data. For example, if I go here, it says system null reference exception object not reference is nicely extract the error message itself. So then what we need to do, okay, let's see what we can do next what we're gonna do, we will group this message, group by this particular message. Let's say, for example, this case we are grouping this message. There are 3 occurrences, 4 occurrences. We need to get, okay, this is a message and how many occurrences. What we can do, we use it's called we can say count. We count by what we can say message. Please make sure, okay, this message is equal to this message, right? Once you do, you can see we get a new tab. If you see this guy, okay, I'll remove I'll comment out. This is how you comment out. You can see this new tab, it's go away if you remove this count. Yeah, it's just only one tab with a message, right? When I do the count is basically, what does it say? It's give a count, a new variable, and it's grouped by the message automatically. As you can see, these messages comes with some GUID. So GUID definitely it's a unique most of the time. That's why it's a get the count. If you go a little bit, scroll down, let's have a look. Everything is there. Let's see. Okay, you can see this. The sequence contains more than one element. That means there are 96 occurrences with this error message. But what happened to this? Because of this GUID, we can't group them, because like each group GUID is unique. So we can't each GUID is a unique. So what's have to do, we need to consider this all error message as a single, but it doesn't, right? Okay, what we can do some string manipulation, right? That's where we are coming, do some string manipulation. So we can use some inbuilt function which is called replace. And what we're gonna do, first parameter is the string we gonna manipulate, right? Then what we can do, it says, give me a sec, I'm checking. The second parameter actually the regex. Again, it's a regex. We are doing some replacement on top of the message object, which is filtering from here, and then we need to remove this GUID. So how do we do that? So what we can do, we can write a regex to identify this string. And how do we write the regex? This is how it's right in the regex, and we can put, I'll copy the actual regex from here. What we say, the this. So this is says, okay, I'm replacing this message. I'm finding this pattern in this message. If I found the message, I want to replace with my custom error message, because I just want to get rid of the GUID. Makes sense, right? Then we can give it a name. We can the message, the one that it's manipulate, we can name as a replace. We can call it replace message. And now we are doing the countdown, not only this message, because we did some string manipulation, we are using this replace message, right? Let's how does it look like. Let's see how does it look like. Cool. Still it's not picking up. Let me check what the actual this. Okay, you can see the after semicolon there's a space. I want to put the space. Try this regex website to make sure you are writing the right regex and filtering the right value. Right, cool. We get some data. We all the my custom error message the gone. Now we got 104 occurrences. That's something we want. Then what we can do, okay, so here we can see my system errors, all the errors with the number of count. And what we can do now, either you can see over here, we can change into some to like a dashboard kind of thing. And now the next point is we need to group this error message by the date, right? So currently it doesn't have date, right? So if we can use the let's say this time. You can use this time as a message time as a group. If I use message time, you can see the message time again is a very unique. It's come with the seconds. You get the again we get the same issue. So what we need to do, we need to get the not the time, we need to filter by the date actually. So what we can do, we can use some inbuilt function called formatDate, and we are sending the message time. For example, this is a message time, and we can do some formatting, right, as we can guess as a date. So we can do some formatting. Let's say YY make sure it's a capital MM, otherwise it get as a minute, and we get a name. So it's again we give it as a name as a date, and we can use or not a message time, we are using as a date. Let's see how does it look like. Okay, it says required time. Okay, yeah, you need to double quote, not a single quote. Please make sure. You can figure out while you are running, you will get the actual error. So once it's done, you can see 2081, and right, nice. Now it's not showing the actual date and time. Now it's only to show the date. Yeah, pretty much we done. For example, we do use some regex to extract some data, in this case error message, and we did some replacement, we did some string manipulation to remove the GUID using the regex, and then we did some formatting data, and then we do group by. Once it's done, and you can see if you do click on this column chart, as you can see, it's not nicely, it's not it shows it's not very nicely show. What we can do, there's another function in Sumologic that says transpose, and what does it do? It says row, and we need to give a date, and we need to give a column. That means we are showing group by the date, and this is the message. This is a column we are doing if we do this, you can see it's very nicely, it shows, okay, this one, let me get in this, and each day how many occurrences from each error message, and in the left side you can see the number of occurrences. Right. This is how you can do. Let's say if I you can do some formatting. For example, you can change the axis, you can for example this, you can change the colors, so many things you can do once you get the data. Let's say we add this dashboard to, let's say, demo dash demo dash 1. Let's create dashboard. It's create a new one, and go to the personal. Let's have a look. How does it look like? Okay, it says 15 minutes. Let's push it to 3 days, and right. So the best thing is, as you can see, each day you can it's grouped by each error, and you can see the each error. When you click on the particular error, you can drill down to only a particular statistic. Once you untick, so it starts showing everything. You can change, of course, you can change the layout. For example, if you go to the edit, you can change the, let's say you don't like to show this error message in the left down, you can get to the right side. For example, let's say left y-axis, this is a number of occurrences. We can say number of count. Okay, maybe just a count. Let's say count. Right, you can see in the left side is a count, and let's see, it's a save. Let me legend. If you go to legend, and you can see bottom, it says if you click on the show legend, if it's right, if you can hide the legend, of course, or you can show the legend in the right side and nicely, and you can share as a wrap text, or show as a label, as a table. Right, there are so many functions comes with the Sumologic. Just play around, and creating the Sumologic account is free. You can play around with all the features. Yeah, that's then what we can do. We can do the update board. Of course, you can change the panel name and everything, as it's a very easy. But this tutorial mainly focus on the writing the Sumologic query. There are many Sumologic query you can find, and if you learn something, if you want to go more deep dive, or if you have a specific query, a specific issue in the Sumologic query, please comment below. So I'll try to respond as much as possible, and as much as soon as And yeah, that's pretty much for today. And yeah, if you enjoy my video, please like it and subscribe, and we will do lots of Sumo Logic related video in future, right? Thank you so much. Have a good day.